looks like I'm watching my turn dial TV from the late 80s.
I hate you so much. I'm so embarrassed right now.
Those like giant. So like, did you ever have the so the old big screen TV? He had one and it was fancy. Like it was just giant, massive, insanely heavy box, and then you hit a button and then the TV like came out of the top of it.
Yes.
But it was like the rear projector thing.
And when you turned it off, it would like zap closed.
Yeah, that was the like fancy $1,000 TV back in the day.
That mine got struck by lightning. I was watching PageMaster during a lightning storm, and so like it killed the backlight on the TV. It killed the backlight, so like we could still see, but it had to be very dark in the room.
Yeah, PageMaster. Why am I thinking? I'm thinking like Puppet Master.
PageMaster, he goes in the library and it turns into a cartoon and starts attacking him. It's like really pretty colorful. It's really colorful at the beginning. And there's books. He goes through and plays through like Treasure Island. He plays through Cinderella. It's Macaulay Culkin.
Oh yeah, I like vaguely remember that.
He's holding a sword in the thing, like, and he has.
Daria, what's up?
My sister.
Hold on. She's here. She's in the room. She's over here.
Oh, Ryan's here for TED Talks.
All right, hold on. I'm looking. I'm trying to get. There we go. All right. So now, do you have your screen pulled up so you can see comments? I just have it up there. So yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody. Oh, it's funny watching the video delay. I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on my other monitor. It's terrible.
I'm going to move stuff so that I can just see comments.
The CoreTech. Oh my gosh. Ryan's a madman.
Yurtis.
That's we have a Greek pronunciation. You really look like you're.
Oh, actually, the comments pop up on
this
thing. I love this.
Yeah, this is amazing. Anybody that's watching, we just found this tool. It's b.live, and it is fantastic.
Can't comment to groups, and
I bet you got to pay for it.
Facebook restrictions. Okay, so we can't comment through here, but we can see people's stuff.
For me, it's showing like Will as a Facebook user, but it's still cool.
Oh yeah. All it says is Facebook, except for Joseph Thompson. Joseph Thompson is like, yeah, I don't have any restrictions on my account.
Yeah, we're certified.
All my information.
You can see me. Here we go.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna do this, and then we can start talking about shiny McFadies and
Toxicroak, Shiny Fate, Hidden Path.
Hidden Pack, I know. Oh my gosh.
The lack of ingenuity with that is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. So stuff we want to talk about. We want to talk about people that are in the hobby, new to the hobby, having trouble finding new products. Like, I know so many people that have even yet to get a decent amount of Champions Pass. People that are not quick enough to begin to get their pre-orders in. I know, like, I've been subject to that, which I'm really upset about not getting any Digimon pre-orders in, because I was like, there's no way that shit's going to just, like, be so hard to get.
Flew off the shelves.
You can't now with anything.
I mean, they already announced, I had told you that on the phone the other day, they announced that collector's box for it's May 25th is what my pre-order says for the new collector Digimon booster box. So they're planning for success all the way to a collector's box 4 months down the road.
Yeah. So pre-ordering, I guess we can just start off by talking about that. I know we've had conversations about it already.
Yeah.
And Curtis, you should grow a beard. I know it was No Shave November, and I'm like, you know what? I don't do No Shave November. I shave November.
Curtis met me when he was delivering somewhere to a prison. Vindu asked. He actually is who got me out of prison. I just haven't shaved yet.
Yeah. I was walking by. I was actually delivering pizza and Pokemon cards. They pre-ordered Pokemon cards in prison, so they actually had the one up on people as far as like they had that vendor on lock, and like, give me some of that Hidden Fates. I had a box of Hidden Fates Tim's pizza. I'm walking by. Billy grabs my shirt like an adjacent bail and was like, "Bro, what you want for that pizza and Pokemon cards?" And then we started talking, and then I busted him out, and now we're Pokemon buddies.
Yeah, and then he hooked me up with this 15-year-old webcam so I could talk to you guys.
Oh, yeah. I was like, hey, actually, I have a 20-year-old webcam that I tried to use for my very first live on the Facebook page. You guys might have remembered that it was an option. I had to switch to my phone. So anyway, pre-ordering. Pre-ordering is going to get pretty nutty in my opinion. Billy, I know you have your own opinions about stuff, but we have similar opinions. For Hidden
Path, Shining Fates.
Shining Fates.
Yeah.
And now that we know it's not the 25th anniversary set, I still think it's going to it's Pokemon, and it's a new set. So it's going to be highly allocated. The same amount of people that have tried to get their hands on Champions Path and Vivid Voltage. The hobby is growing. There's more people joining every day, and now it's the set with the shiny Charizard VMAX, 100 different shiny cards, which there's and Shiny Star V. I went on and I looked at where prices were kind of like at. It's not on TCG Player. I don't think they do Japanese.
They do not do foreign. They do not do foreign. Now, if you go into the base set stuff, they'll do base German, base Spanish. They do not do anything with the Japanese backings. They only do. I don't know if it's some sort of butt hug with Wizards, but they do not list anything with the Japanese backings on there. Which I've found weird, and I'm a 5-star seller on TCG Player with 100% positive feedback, and I've asked them because I have a lot of Japanese product, and they have no plans of introducing that into their website.
Yeah, which it's got to be some sort of like Ross thing or some sort of thing with that, because I don't know why they wouldn't, or maybe they just don't. But so the trainer card, I know specifically the Marnie from Shiny Star V is selling for upwards of $120, $130. The Japanese version, the English versions will always bring more money than the Japanese. I know the hype is big right now with Shiny Star V, but you can probably expect something similar when the English set hits.
Well, check this out. This is what's crazy. Shiny Star V is a 320 count card set. We're talking 195 for Shining. So, I mean, it's almost half of the set that Shiny V is. Now, if you look at cross-correlation in past history, CP6 was, the Japanese version of XY Evo, right? CP6 also had this same disparagement of numbers. The Japanese had, I want to say, 100 more cards or something like that, right? So it's reasonable to believe that, they integrated the chase cards from CP6 to XY Evo. It's very reasonable to believe they're going to do the same thing with this. I would expect to see that black and gold Eternatus, timey-wimey stuff. Yes. Yeah. I mean, he'll be there without a doubt. Yeah. Now, I'm not knowledgeable enough to know what happened to the other 130 cards from CP6 that weren't in XY Evo. I don't know if we saw them in other sets or if they just never made it to an English release. That's a good question. It'll be interesting to find that out. But right now, confirmed numbers show Shining at 195 cards, and Shiny V was 320. So that's insane.
Yeah, Shiny V is 320 cards.
Yes, it does. Yes,
that's huge.
Yeah,
it's a monster set. Unless it's going to be in a different set. I mean, we have probably 4 or 5 other sets that are happening before the anniversary set.
Right.
They usually do 2 or 3 months is their timing on the set releases, because November, December, January. Yeah, I think it's 2 months. So November, December, January. I think it's 3, because the only reason we're getting Shining Face in March is because of COVID. I've heard from a lot of people it's COVID. You may have your own opinions, but I don't think they're pushing it back because they don't want to release both in the same month.
You know,
because back when Generations released, they also released Breakpoint during the same month.
Yes,
as well.
That's a very solid point. And well, see, the interesting thing here is you have to pardon my confusion. Am I still there because my graphics card just died?
You look like you're back in your prison cell. It's kind of dark. It's not.
Can you see me moving?
I can see you. I can see you.
Okay.
It's dark. It looks like you're.
I'm in a prison.
Yeah, you're in a prison cell. So I'm talking to Billy Campbell back in the 1970s in his prison cell.
Yeah.
He found a time wormhole.
I'm Doctor Who, actually.
Your graphics card died? Is it running off of your CPU?
No, I can't see. All three of my monitors are dark. My display driver just crashed. In the middle of
you.
Yeah, so all right. I just wanted to make sure it was going. You're going to hear my fans going on my 2080 because I think it just died in the middle of this. So that's cool. But
yeah, let me see if anyone's got. So if you guys have any questions you want to throw up, now we are like I'm not an expert by any means. There's a lot that I don't know, but there's information that I do, and Billy as well, that we wanted to share with the community, which is why we're going live, because we've had several discussions about pre-ordering the new set coming out, just the state of the union of the hobby in general, that we felt like would be a good conversation to have with everyone else, so that you guys can hear it as well. And you know what? I forgot to be recording this. So.
Oh no, you forgot to record?
I said something. So all right, I'm going to do it was Windows out.
Big rip.
Boom. At least I remembered. At least I remembered. Okay, we are recording now. Windows 95.
No, Vindu, it's a crashing 2080 is what it is. So it's my $700 graphics card getting lit up on fire is what's happening right now.
Especially when they're about to attempt to break into the sports market, but they won't dedicate any time to resources to Japanese Pokemon. OTCG is going to be getting into the sports market.
Yes, correct. So they're 100%.
Might as well. Sports is huge. Here's the thing too that we need to consider. So back to pre-ordering. Will people be able to find this in the wild at big box stores, talking about Shining Fates when it hits stores? My opinion, yes, if you want to spend the time out in front of your hobby shops before they open the day of. Talk to the owners of your hobby shops beforehand and ask them, are you guys holding stuff? Are you taking, can I pre-purchase things? A lot of them will say, no, it's first come, first served the day that it's released, in which case you have to be there at open. Usually hobby shops are starting to limit how much they sell to people. Those ones around here do. I remember when Vivid Voltage came out, they would sell, they wouldn't sell booster box to individuals. It was packed because they had allocated so many.
Well, and that's like what you just said there. Will we see these at big box stores? My answer to that is we're going to see what we just experienced with Champions Path. I don't know where everyone's from or where everyone lives or even how many people are in your town, Curtis, but there's 150,000 here. And I mean, there's two guys in the entire town that got all the allocation at Walmart because they're a network of neckbeards that sat there and waited for it. You know what I mean? Or bribed the 50-year-old MJ Holdings rep. Now, I can tell you, because I am closely tied to my local community. I talk to every card shop owner here for the most part. A guy today, you know, he's baffled that he's been trying to get more Champions Path since it launched. And here's Walmart getting restocked every week. You know, so it's a shame that MJ Holdings, which if no one knows, MJ Holdings is who stocks Walmarts. Anderson is who stocks Targets. It's a shame that these entities get larger allocation than the local game stores. But I encourage anybody watching to reach out to your local game stores first. Tell them you're interested. Tell them you don't want to shop at the Walmart and try to fight a neckbeard. Tell them you want to give them your business for their Pokemon because there's a lot of them out here struggling because of this pressure that I just described from these larger box stores. So, I mean, it's going to be out there, but it's all going to get scalped to death. And that leads me to what I want to talk to people about now. Anybody you see taking Shining Fates pre-orders right now is a liar. I mean, I'm sure they have great accounts and everything, but they do not have SKUs. I would love to see someone prove me wrong, but I have 6 windows up right now on my other monitor where I'm refreshing constantly. I have a macro set to refresh all 6 of my distributor accounts to show when these SKUs are live. And as of right now, they are still not. So if someone is out there asking for your money for these right now, this product has not hit. It's coming, but this is a way, this is something me and Curtis made this to talk about reasons like things like this. Be very careful of who you order with. Make sure that they're, if something is too good to be true, it normally is. Do you have something to add to that?
Yes. So now that doesn't mean that you can't get on people's lists, right?
Correct.
Like, hey, like for example, Billy will be getting an allocation of Shining Fates. And hey, Billy, I'm interested in getting some Shining Fates. Cool, Curtis, I'll put you on my list of all the people that are interested in Shining Fates. I'll probably do some sort of first served list. But when people don't know how much they're getting allocated right now, do not give them your money.
Nope. If a promise, if they want to give you a promise, that's great.
Yeah, so no money should be given. Oh, what's up, Taylor? Two gorgeous legends.
I would look more gorgeous if my webcam wasn't the first one to ever be made.
Yes, so here's what happens. The set's not going to be released until February, which is roughly 3 months from now. So-and-so is taking pre-orders. Yeah, I'll take pre-orders on those little trainer boxes with the kilo of EV on it that are probably going to be, upwards of $100 unreleased immediately because, as you said, Billy, MSRP is dead.
Yep.
At least for non-big box stores. I know Walmart and Target will release them at their normal pricing, but even your game stores, like your hobby stores, they're not selling you just like they did with Champions Path. As soon as Champions Path came out, very rarely did I see them not selling it for $70 enough on the day of release.
I saw a hobby store. I saw a local store. I won't name them. They're out of the 4 I speak to regularly. I'm their least favorite. That's my least favorite one. I saw that owner clean out one of the Walmarts here and then go put it on his shelf. I mean, that's the world we're living in, and it's not cool.
Yeah.
It's not cool, and I shouldn't say the world we're living in, but that is what the Pokemon community is slowly dissolving into with these short print sets and these short print releases. Curtis, you had asked me to talk about this, and at first I didn't maybe want to bring it up, but the pricing thing that we talked about.
We can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so that's what me and Billy are trying to bring to the community is completely transparent, honest truth about the hobby, about what's happening, what to watch out for, just, educating you guys. So yeah, we can absolutely talk any practice you want.
So, and again, I don't want anyone to get like a false sense of reality about me. Clearly, I can't even afford a new webcam. No, that's a joke. But what I want to explain is, I'm not some giant. I mean, I do really good business, and a lot of you guys have probably done business with me, but I'm still a 28-year-old guy that's humble and just trying to make it by, So I've dealt with Magic the Gathering for 15, 16 years. When a set comes out, it is, around MSRP, which Magic doesn't even have anymore. They've abolished that, but the boxes are $90 to $95. Never in my life have I seen what I see in Pokemon, where Vivid Voltage, if you place the pre-order, you'll get your box for $88. Well, 2 weeks later, it's $160, $150. It's insane. What I want to tell people now is the price that we, as people with distributor accounts, pay, it doesn't change. It doesn't change with a reprint. It doesn't change as the set is out longer. That price is the same, and a lot of people would be really upset to hear that Hidden Fates ETBs and Champions Path ETBs cost around the same as a Vivid Voltage one did from a distributor. I'll tell you right now, my Vivid Voltage displays were in the 20s. The Hidden Fates ETBs are in the 30s. and that's not going to be a happy thing for any consumer watching right now to hear. But it is something I think everyone should be aware of. But, at this stage, I have a YouTube video about this. I'm not really here to publicize myself, but I have a YouTube video about this. And MSRP is a dead construct. It doesn't exist anymore. Magic as a company have completely done away with it. But when I look at my invoice and it says MSRP of a Hidden Fates ETB is $59.99, I would love to hear if anyone sees anyone selling them for that. So I'm sure someone watching is not going to be happy with me for disclosing that information, but it is true. Those prices don't change from distributors. It just changes from the people holding it and how greedy they feel like being. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Pro says, my issue, at least from the LGS that I've tried, is that they say no pre-order, first come, first serve. LGS, local game store, is what it means by that. But a product launch, they've already got the prices jacked and nearly scalper prices. I understand the need for them to make a better profit as a local business, but I'm not made of money either, and it's easier for me to press my luck trying to find big box retail. So
that's sad.
I mean, that's it sucks. It's the world we live in, because if you think about it, those guys, they sell out of all their product at the MSRP. They are making enough. They're making money, just as if they were selling a product that was not disgustingly healthy. The market of Pokemon, like if they were to just sell that MSRP, they would make profit. They would make money. But it's hard to be like, I understand it. Like, I understand why they're doing it. They're a business, and at the end of the day, their business is to make as much margin and to as they can. And also, let me share. I won't say who I had this conversation with, but it's a guy who's in the distribution, and he's more of a sports cards guy. But we had the discussion of these.
Oh yeah, I know.
Are these people, like, let's say they go throughout the year selling and pushing product at cost or just above, not making a lot of money, to get as much of these holiday set allocations as they can, because it's numbers game.
Yep.
For these stores, that's why your local gaming store only gets so much allocation, because the people deciding the allocation will say, well, they moved X amount of product, they moved twice that number, so I'm giving them twice as much of this new product coming up. So they'll work and move all this product, like base sets, stuff that's not super exciting, and make minimal margins on. And then whenever this really anticipated, highly hyped up product hits, they'll make their margins on that. Like, that's kind of like their Black Friday per se, their time to get into the green, and it happens during these exciting set allocations.
Yep.
If that makes sense to people.
I'd like to address what Chris is talking about here. So yeah, Chris, I mean, I'm sure that there's the small guys in the world, the Mad Owl Distributions of the world and all that, where, yeah, they run a very small ship, and you can email them and ask them for distribution before they update it on their website. But any distributor worth their salt that is dealing with large accounts and a lot of people, these SKUs aren't up yet right now. I mean, I do not refute that you probably have an email from someone. I've got one with no SKUs, so I don't really ride on emails with no SKUs. But so that does happen. I mean, but again, those are the small guys out there, and they're not going to offer you more than maybe a case or two or whatever. But yeah, I don't refute that. I'm sure you do. I'd be interested if they sent you SKUs. That would be awesome to share in the chat with everybody. But I highly doubt they have. So the set won't have booster boxes. Correct. Right. That's correct, right, Curtis?
Right.
And that's going to be the same with 25th now too, from what that link you sent me earlier.
Right.
And that's something people that are new to this, they get very confused by these specialty sets and what they refer to them as like 0.5 sets.
Right.
People get very confused by that because the information isn't out there. They're like, well, where can I get a booster box of the new set? And then it's really shitty when I have to tell them, well, really right now the only place is Walmart or Target, because
Yeah.
how often does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Chris, he's talking about his local game stores as far as getting on their list. So yeah, to finish my thought on that earlier, so right now, what you can do to work towards getting as much of this product as you can is look in your area, find your local game stores, go have a conversation with them, say, hey, there's this product coming out that I really want to get some pre-orders in for. How do I do that? Like what does that process look like for you guys? At one of my stores, it's you fill out how much of each thing that you want on a piece of paper, and then you give it to him, and then it's first come, first serve. At another one, it's, well, we don't really know how much we're going to be getting. We have an idea. And because of the just massive amount of people that are asking us and calling us on the daily about this product, it's going to be first come, first serve. Some people are just like that. Even if, well, I work in the morning, I can't be there at open, so I won't be there to get any. Well, maybe find a buddy in town or pay the guy, that's standing at the side of the highway with a sign that says we'll work for food to go stand on in front of the store.
Hey, man, go hang out here.
Product. I mean, so like just be creative. Go talk to your local store. Even the ones that don't market
I'm dying.
the stores. So find your tabletop gaming places. The ones that do Warhammer, War Machine, Magic the Gathering, like that's their niche. They will still have a vendor accounts. And they should still be able to order you those products because it's products that vendor offers. So you can go into these places, and then if you find those, if you're maybe the only one in town that is going there asking for the Pokemon stuff, then you are the only one getting all of that allocation because you could care less about it.
Well,
so that's an idea.
What you said there was, I'm dying. I choked on a powder of pre-workout. Something you said there is really important to touch on, and that's a game store that doesn't carry Pokemon, like you just mentioned. There is no special Pokemon account. If you have an account where you are ordering hobby stuff, those same distributors carry Pokemon. And like Curtis said, go in there and ask. They would love to have your business. I'm a pretty big fan of supporting local business. And in the time where now we kind of live digitally, I consider local business to still be the guys, us, all of us, the people watching. You guys running around on Facebook buying and selling and doing stuff as that's local business as well, in a weird digital sense. But it is what Curtis said is super true. I mean, those guys have accounts and they can order Pokemon as well. There is no special thing that's like, oh, well, this is a Pokemon distributor. Anybody that distributes sports, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Konami products, Dragon Ball, stuff like that, they will carry Pokemon and they'd love to have your business. Ask them.
Oh yeah, and they'll sell it. So that's real. Like the scenario that I gave, I have that relationship with a local shop. So I'm not going to, I'm just here to be completely 100% transparent. The place was, the name of the place led me to believe they had Pokemon. They didn't. I talked to the guy. I said, hey, can you get Pokemon? He's like, yeah, probably. So we got on there and he pulled up his website and looked at his stuff. Like when Champions Path hit, I think he got allocated it wasn't a big number. It was like eight Champions Path Elite Trainer boxes.
Yeah.
And because I'm buying, them from him and he doesn't do Pokemon, I got them at $45 a box because he gave me a little bit of a discount. Because, I told him what I was about. I do a lot of Pokemon and, I built that relationship up with him. The same with Vivid Voltage. When Vivid Voltage hit, I told him I wanted, I wanted like 20 boxes. like, see how many you can get. You can buy 2 cases. Yeah. So he called me up. He's like, hey, your stuff's in. Yeah. So I had no competition because no one knows that this person is also able to get Pokemon. So So get out there, talk to some people, be creative. And that's, your
networking is key.
Stuff. Networking is key. Also, the people in the communities here, like if you want to know who the people are that have vendor access or have vendor accounts, just ask. Throw up a post in the Golden Round City, like, hey, I'm looking to get some product or pre-order some product. Who does that? And then you'll get reached out to people like Chris. You'll get reached out to whoever's on the page that does that, which Chris is not the only one. There's probably a dozen or more people that are a member of the page. And then what you do, and this is what I highly recommend, is you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
So
big time.
Get your allocations from as many people as you can, because it's going to be a little bit from a lot of people.
And
get the most. That's probably the best strategy.
The networking concept. There is going to be, I had mentioned in the comment that you put on here before we went live about how this release is going to bring out the worst in a lot of shady people.
Yep.
The Pokemon hype right now in general is doing that, guys. So, I applaud and congratulate everyone that goes out and gets distributor accounts and starts to try to do business. I do want to say something right now. Everybody is doing that. There are tens of thousands of people that are doing it. Eventually, the people that network properly, do good business, talk to people properly, and treat them like human beings, give them some respect. And it goes back to what we were talking about at, maybe offering a little better price than what I'm seeing. Some of the largest online e-commerce Pokemon sites right now are making 3,000% markup on these Hidden Fates ETBs. And I mean, me and Curtis were talking about this on the phone. We get it. We see that side, and it's never going to stop unless all 100 million Pokemon fans say we're going to stop letting people gouge us, because they're selling for that price. But
it's a consumer-driven market right now.
So it is, and for that reason, that's why I encourage everybody to just be as ethical as possible, do as good as business as possible, because right now the Pokemon community is used to being treated like toilet paper.
Yeah, it's like Ryan Dalton said too, with when we were talking about getting your pre-orders in. Taking money right now for a product that doesn't even have a SKU, to me, is ridiculous. And he said that there's a guy he goes through that requires nothing up front, asks how much that he wants, does the best he can. As soon as he 100% confirms how much you can get, that's when people should be taking money from you. Because here's what happens and I see it on eBay. I don't know if you look at I guarantee there's going to be Shop Fates Elite Trainer Box pre-orders on eBay for probably $70-$80.
I'm looking right now.
And there's going to be sold listings for it, and it's pre-order, and it's going to be shipped to you in February. To me, it's like all you're doing is giving somebody an interest-free 3-month loan. Because what happens in February is they're like, oh, we didn't get allocated as much as we could get. Actually, we didn't get any of yours, so here's your money back.
And let's break into what we were talking about with that. With like you said, the interest-free loan. Remember that experience I shared with you that I had on my site. So I'll repeat it for you guys too. I made a Facebook post about it. If you're my friend, you probably read it. Basically what happened was and I admitted to it, and I'll admit it to you guys, I made a listing error on my website where I listed $3,000 to $4,000 more of the product than I had. Well, I got featured on the Pokemon Deals Discord page, and within 50 minutes I had, $7-8 grand in sales and only $3,000, $4,000 worth of product. These numbers are fictitious, so don't try, whatever. Anyway, so this happened, and I immediately reached out. I refunded all these people. I got flagged by PayPal for the large bulk of refunds. And then I reached out and I apologized. I genuinely apologized, sent them screenshots of the refund. And every last person bought singles from me, did business with me, applauded me. And I was sitting there like, why are you guys applauding me? I didn't do anything. I screwed you guys. Well, they were applauding me because they weren't used to being treated like a human, like a customer. They're used to these people out there holding their money and canceling pre-orders and stuff like that. And this behavior will never stop until people are more diligent. But in the meantime, I just encourage everyone to be as kind as possible. Make your dollar. Do not think that I'm saying you're a bad person. You went to Walmart and bought this item and sold it for double. You are meeting. There is a supply and demand, and I appreciate that, and I get that. Yeah. The things me and Curtis are talking about are pre-orders from companies, from shops, where they are taking pre-order money at 3,000% of what they're paying for the product. That I have an issue with slightly. But I don't think you're wrong for being and I don't even think the word scalper is appropriate. It's rude. You're just meeting a supply and demand market, and the United States is large. There are people everywhere looking for the shit. So if they can't find it at theirs and they're willing to buy it for your price, that's not called scalping. That's called meeting a demand and supplying it.
I think the term scalper, when people use it, like if we were to define, it's the quick flip people, and it's anyway, that's something in its own. Yeah,
it is. But it is.
Like Chris said, when I go to Walmart and Target, if I'm seeing product on this heap, if it's on clearance or I can price match, that's how I source product for my library, and I'm selling market value. It's getting stuff cheap, it's sourcing it cheap, moving it up market value.
Absolutely.
But also to touch on the situation with pre-orders, this isn't just something that's new for Vivid Voltage, Champions Path, and Darkest Blaze. I have seen and know people who have taken pre-orders for this stuff early, taken money for these pre-orders for product they're not even shipping for a month or two, and then letting people know we did not get allocated as much as that we thought we would, so people are going to be getting refunds. It's happened every wave of product, and if you don't want your money to be held in a situation where you might get product for your money and your money's tied up for however long, and then you get it back whenever somebody tells you, oh, sorry. I mean, like I said, you're giving somebody an interest-free loan. That money's sitting in their pocket for what, 2 months, 3 months,
and they're using that.
What do you think they're doing with that money?
Using that, reinvesting it, and then hoping they've resold that stuff and have the money to pay you when they make a refund, or whatever. It's all bad. It's all a recipe for bad. But I feel like we've adopted this good cop, bad cop in the middle of this talk, and I'm like doom and gloom. And
it's because you're in the dark.
Because I'm in the dark and I'm like speaking
aesthetically.
Yeah, and I have a deep voice, and I'm not saying it's not doom and gloom, but these are things people need to be aware of. I had today, and I won't mention any names. One of them was on Facebook. You're probably in a group that this happened in. 2 of them were shops that I know physically in person. I have close connections with every shop within a 200-mile radius of me. Networking is key, and I enjoy talking to other people in the hobby. I'll get back to that in a second. But anyway, I have had 3 people contact me today saying that their 30 to 50 to 70 boxes of Hidden Fates ETBs got canceled. And this was promised allocation. It got voided. The only thing that was coincidental is all 3 of these places were fairly new. This goes back to what I'm saying. Everybody, it's a healthy market, but it is becoming a cramped one. There's a lot of people jumping in there, a lot of moving parts, and just be very diligent with all the things that we've said. There's enough tools in this conversation to provide somebody to be diligent. Something I said to Curtis earlier, and I think it should reflect to everybody in this Pokemon, community we're all involved in. There's a huge issue right now with everyone having a famine mentality. And what a famine mentality is everyone thinks there is not enough food on the table for the other guy. I promise you, if that guy doesn't buy your Sabrina's Alakazam, somebody else will. It's okay. They will. It's okay. So everyone needs to adopt what is called a feast mentality, and that's where everybody is eating, because there is enough food on the table of the Pokemon world for everybody interested to eat that wants to. And I firmly believe that.
100%. I mean, that's why the Goldenrod City page, needs to exist. It's
Yes.
open market, right? It's like, yes, I'm the admin, but I'm not refusing other people going live and selling product because I think it's going to take money out of my pocket. I mean, the past couple of weeks I've gone live and sold packs 2 or 3 times. It's not the only thing I do. It's not my only source of income, but I know, if I need to hop on there and sell some packs, there's enough people on there, even in a 600-member group, to where I'm going to sell some packs. There's going to be somebody that wants some stuff. Like, even if there was 3 people live at once, if you have a good reputation in the community and they know you do good business and you have good prices too. Like, I'm not saying like anyone go on there and ask, $20, $15 for hidden fates, or like, it needs to be fair market pricing, or like on this page, most of the time it's good deals. Like, when we go on selling packs live, I mean,
yeah, shout out to Jerry Francis.
That's exactly who I was thinking. Was Jerry Francis. Now, and it might be, that person's wife telling him you need to sell all your Pokemon product, or it might not be. There might be some pressure on there for that. Or, I'll run deals on stuff. I'll do, $3 Burning Shadows nights. There's enough to go around, like you said. Like,
yep.
And this is a very small community. Like, this is a speck.
A speck
in comparison to how large the Pokemon community is in the world. Like, we're talking like it's a worldwide community.
And this is me and Curtis, we haven't known each other a million years or anything, but if you've paid attention long enough, he's mentioned he knows somebody that has a sports shop that is being kind enough to work with him on some of their Pokemon allocation. Well, as you've paid attention, I run a website and I also get Pokemon allocation. And do you think for a second that we are going to have a tumultuous like issue when these things release? No. If I run out, I'll send them to Curtis. If Curtis runs out, I'm sure he would do the same. Or to Chris Hodge. He's in the group. He gets product. I mean, there is enough food on the table for everybody. No one needs to scurry off into the other corner of Facebook and make their own Pokemon page. And you know what I mean? This happens. You see it, fragments of it in the community everywhere. They're like, oh, well, I need my own Pokemon page where this guy can't buy and sell on there. Well, bullshit. Everybody can eat, and it will be easier for everybody to eat if we're all just polite and share a fucking fork with each other.
Yeah, that was my original dream for a page. Like, why are there so many different pages? Like, why can't we all just have one page? Why can't there be one Pokemon page?
It's because of the human nature to want for conflict. Like how you told me I didn't have to hide my dollar signs in my posts.
Oh yeah. Well, see, that's the thing too, and we'll talk about. I'll talk about Facebook a little bit with our pages, our Pokemon pages, with our Razzes and our, I'll go ahead and call it, raffling or
pages. Did you just tease the Digimon page? You just teased it.
Maybe. So we're not fooling Facebook with our hiding dollar signs, with our calling Razzes, plunders, waffles, whatever. Like, Facebook has some of the smartest people in the world working for them. Of course, they know exactly what we're doing. If they wanted to crack it down and shut everything down, it would happen in 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Even if it's that long.
Right.
So the reason we get away with it, and scares happen. Like, so if you guys don't know, this stuff has been on Facebook for like 10 years. Like Razzes and waffles and plunders and whatever are not new. And Facebook, well, there'll be a scare every once in a while. Facebook might put out an announcement or a change to their policies that say something. But what it comes down to is they don't want us doing our thing on Discord. They don't want us doing our thing on another social platform. They want us on Facebook, and that's it. So, hiding dollar signs and selling energy cards and like all this
calling
stuff,
it a giveaway.
Yeah, it's like that's why I decided just to roll with Razzes, is because it's a well-known term. People are not confused by it.
I almost want to play the voice memo because you sent it to me. You said, "Hey man, what do you think about saying screw it to hiding the word Razzes?" I mean, that was like one of our first conversations we ever had.
Yeah, so Ryan Dalton says that especially with modern releases and things, Pokemon can, and is obviously willing to reprint at the drop of a hat. I won't ever buy a modern release marked up. The scarcity is essentially artificial. Bro, if people would have waited a couple months or even a month to not buy a Champions Path Elite Trainer box for $100, they can get them for $60 now. It's, you know, they want it now. It's the need, you know. And you are absolutely right. Modern releases, they are reprint at will. I've heard it from so many people. Like, there is no such thing as a product being like out of print forever, because all they have to say is, you know what?
Check it out.
Let's reprint Generations.
This is going to be really bad. I have a YouTube video about this too, but it's Pokemon's reprint policy, which I have hanging up behind me, and it's money printer plus smiley face equals happy, funny, smiley face money printer. Okay? That's the fucking reprint policy, folks. They don't care. And you can reference this on my YouTube. I talk about this. Roaring Skies was a set that came out in 2015. Okay? You guys still see that on the shelves in Walmart today? You do, and I'm going to explain to you why. So Roaring Skies comes out in 2015. There's a card in it called Shaman EX. It's super valuable. It's needed a play set of in every competitive deck. Well, after about 19 months of complaining by the players, not the shops, Pokemon says we're going to reprint. So again, Roaring Skies 2015 May release. January of 2017, they reprinted more Roaring Skies than they did at the set's launch. This had collectors, investors, and everyone screaming. If you were in the Pokemon business, which I was not at this time 3 years ago, but I stay informed, this happened and people flipped their lids. Okay, so this has never happened in TCG history with anything other than, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh, who prints 70,000 Blue Eyes White Dragons but puts a different set number code. But they reprinted a set almost 2 years after it had been out, and that was Roaring Skies. That's why you still see it today. So back to what Ryan says, he's right. It's a shoe in for a bad investment. You know, if you want to think of the worst investment in Pokemon, it's modern sets. But listen, but you appeal. People like to crack packs. That's why we're all really here. Okay, we have to shell away from this money, yum yum yum. We like to crack packs and we like Pokemon, guys. So for that reason, they will still sell. And it is almost like it's a short-term market, and you can play it if you want. A set is going to be super cheap when it first comes out and with pre-releases. And then for the first 3 weeks, it'll climb, and then there will be a reprint and it'll drop. And then you can play your cards and buy a case at the reprint and sell it at the sweet spot. There is room for that. But it's not a safe investment at all. And you agree with that, I assume, Curtis?
Investment long-term, no. Investment short-term, if you know
what you're doing.
Yeah, it can be. So, and it's timing. It's all timing.
Yep.
If you know, like Cosmic Eclipse is going to have a soft reprint of their booster boxes. If you have Cosmic Eclipse right now and you are looking to capitalize or move that product at the highest amount, let's say you've been sitting on it waiting for it to go up, well, it's not going to go up anymore. It's going to maybe stay consistent until that hits and people see how much gets allocated, and then people are going to be buying it up. It's going to be on eBay. And then eBay listings is going to be the new, this is how much I can get for my Cosmic Eclipse. And what people are going to do is they're going to buy Cosmic Eclipse at, potentially around $100 box. And they're going to sell it for $150. So now this $200 box is worth $150. Well, if you didn't sell it all while it was worth $200, you can only get $150 for it. Champions Path Elite Trainer boxes, whenever they first came out, if you got cases of them, you get $90 to $100 per box. You could sell your cases for $900 to $1,000. Well, if you waited too long and the market got flooded and people got tired of it, well, now you can get $60 or $70. You can sell your case for about $600, $650, free shipping.
Pretty huge drop, 33% stock drop.
And so, yeah, so it's timing. And if you want to play that game, sure. I do a little bit. It's fun. You know, it's like playing the stock market kind of. You know, you buy low and you sell high. That's how people make money in the Pokemon world. So long-term investment on modern product, no. There are some exceptions that I think, unless they just go batshit crazy, off the wall, reprint monster these sets in Bates. And Bates will probably be, you know, a $10 pack for a long time.
Agreed.
If they stop printing it and it disappears. So off-season hidden fates. It's kind of the reverse of sports cards. Off-season hidden fates might get up to $20 a pack.
Well, and this is a very, I like how you said, oh, I love that. I love that. It's not hidden fate season right now, boys. It's shining hidden path traveler.
Yeah, Chris Todd says that's why I love getting my stuff from the people I've built relationships with before the release date. That's where the easy money is. Oh yeah, if you can get your hands on product before the actual release date, you can get it up a little bit extra money for it because it's people that want it now.
Yep.
Now.
Absolutely.
That's why, you know, like when I got 2 cases of Vivid Voltage before release and nobody really had it yet, and I think I posted a video to see what people thought about $7 a pack. And people were like, yeah, you know, I think $6 is probably okay. $7 is a little high. Some people were like, no, dude, that's really shitty. And some people were like, I don't care, I just want it. Well, I ended up going, you know, live that weekend and selling them for $4 a pack because I was like, you know, fuck you, everybody else on other pages first. Selling them at $6 and $7 because, you know, I love you guys. But yeah, when you have product before release, you can get a lot extra money for it. It's all timing.
Yep, it's all timing. And you know, it's interesting. You bring up the Cosmic Eclipse thing, and you shared something that was genius. If anyone's not, you know, if anyone doesn't pay attention to Curtis's posts, that's the one man you should be. I am typically in a situation where I'm pretty informed on most things. Curtis's posts inform me, and he shared one that was a favorite of mine. You'll probably know what I'm talking about, Curtis. It's when you were on TCG Player looking at the set pricings for Cosmic Eclipse and how the average top 20 cards are, you know, fairly pricey compared to other sets.
Yeah.
You know, that could correlate to why that set in particular is getting a reprint. All the singles are getting. Go ahead.
I would say, I'm sorry. I was just agreeing.
Yeah. I would say. I would say.
I was like,
yeah. I can't see the fucking screen. I promise I'll get a new graphics card and I'll travel back in time and get an even older webcam.
This is the Apple IT.
I love that.
Expert guy.
Yeah, I'm Apple and Windows certified, Network Plus certified, Security Plus certified, A Plus certified, and I have a webcam from 2002, baby. I used this on AIM with my first girlfriend.
He's streaming with one of those VHS recorder things that are like this big. My family used to play VHS. We used to play VHS tapes from Blockbuster on.
Blockbuster, you even threw it in there, man. You're from the Midwest. Did you guys have Circus Videos in St. Louis? Or around that area, Missouri?
So I grew up in Florida.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's right. We talked about this.
Actually, it was Arizona. So I was born in Hunters, lived there until I was 7. Little WarCurtle bio.
Yeah.
Until I was 7, my family wanted to real estate and insurance, or my parents, not my family, my parents.
Yeah.
It's not like we were working, going to door to door, a little.
Little WarCurtle selling some insurance.
Yeah, in Florida. And so from like 7 to 14, lived in Florida and Sarasota. And so like it was there that we were going to Blockbuster and doing all that. And I remember actually getting like the first game console as a Super Nintendo, which was we used to play Super Mario Brothers together as a family. And then whoever like beat the castle got like ice cream.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Gamer family. Yeah, we got Pavlov dog condition as infants for succeeding at video gaming. So yeah, in Florida, I was 14, college or high school in Oklahoma, college in Arkansas, moved to Missouri. Tasty girl up there. They're even worse. Met my Nicolita up there too. We decided we need to go back to Florida. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Been down here since July.
July. That's right. You had told me you haven't been there.
We have our first date hangout with friends tomorrow night of people that actually want to hang out and aren't like, ooh, COVID.
Ooh, COVID.
COVID. Which, should we be wearing masks while we're live? Do you ever see people like do live stuff or videos and they're wearing masks? Because
I wore a mask when you called me because I was afraid you were going to give me COVID.
Set a good example or something.
I for sure set a mask when you called me because I thought it was going to transmit over the phone.
Oh, look at my stinky armpit. Okay, so we talked about pre-orders.
Yes.
Pre-orders, just be smart about it. Don't give anybody any money in unless they can 100% guarantee you product. And there's at least SKUs that exist, which they don't exist right now. They might, but people don't have them. It's like literally, I think it was today that. Was it today or yesterday that Shining Fates was announced?
Today was the day Pokemon officially put it on their Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. So it's still like super new. I would probably expect to actually be able to put in like pre-orders maybe early January. Maybe late December.
Well, so
like allocation numbers.
Check this out. I have an email, and I'll honestly, you know what? I'll read it. I have nothing, this whole confidentiality thing of people being all creepy and hiding their business because they think they have some relationship with their distributor nobody else has. It's horse shit. So I'll read this to everybody because this was me inquiring. I've sent emails to every account that I have, the people that I have accounts with, saying, hey, I need to know immediately, okay? So I feel like this is pretty exclusive. You probably won't hear somebody read this type of stuff anywhere else but here. I have
the good. Only the good at G-Rod.
Let's
so sweet.
See.
Those sweet nothings.
Right here, we're talking about Star Trek. I've had enough inquiry that I copy paste reply prepped. Shining Fates is a new set coming out in Q1, similar to Champion's Path with no booster boxes. As soon as we have item codes in the system, I'll be making up a mass mailer and blasting that out with speed. Getting the numbers in day one or a couple days later shouldn't affect allocation. But try to get some numbers in not long after you see the mailer. I want to apologize. I put on this post that pre-orders would probably be open tonight. I misread this email until just now. So it sounds like they have the item codes. They're inputting them in their system, whether or not that'll be today, tomorrow, down the week. Curtis is predicting, January. I would say within the week. But again, I'm not saying I'm right, and I'm not saying Curtis is right. But that is an email directly from my sales rep, who I've known for 5+ years.
Now that you say that, yeah, you're probably right. And then Justin Crow just commented, which Justin Crow's a local guy. He's on a lot of Discord groups and he's got his feelers out.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of stuff that I posted on my page from this guy's Danny Fantep, who's a YouTuber. He runs his own Pokemon business. He's been doing it, I think, for 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Said that he's hearing pre-release could go up as early as tomorrow.
Yeah. I would almost agree with that. Danny Fantep actually liked one of my Instagram posts because we both have the same favorite evolution line. Yeah, and he posted a picture of him with the line the same day I added it to my inventory. So it was really funny, but it's can you see my camera? It's this line right here.
No.
Yeah, I'm probably
no. I can't really see it, but I know which one you're talking about. It's from like Sun and Moon.
It's the promos.
It'll be the card numbers are like SM something.
These are 2013. These are black and white.
Yeah, I think I had those, or I had most of those, but my sister bought them from me during Thanksgiving because I brought cards up there.
Yeah, I have the full set, and I had uploaded it on my Instagram because I always post on my Instagram when I update my site with new inventory. And Danny Fantup that day posts a picture of him with that line, and he goes, "This is my favorite yet." So I like tagged him in my post. I was like, "Yeah, it was crazy." I don't mind that guy now. The only thing I have against him is, I mean, he flat out lies about pricing, just like everybody that is into this gets so greedy. Okay, I don't know if you guys watch Alpha Investments. He's a guy that does magic stuff, but the greed monster is fucking real. And if he lives inside you guys, kill that fucker. Kill him, because the greed monster needs to go away, man. We can all eat.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, at least from a business standpoint, if every decision you make and everything you ever do is in the pursuit of money, this is coming from, I owned a used car dealership for 3 years.
Yeah, Curtis told me his background. This is coming from a guy that all he wants to do is run a business.
So, and you think initially sleazy car dealer, well, I'm not doing it anymore because you can't be an honest used car salesman and make money. It's a hard market. People expect too much. It's the consumer. They spend $2,000 on a car. They expect it to run with no issues for 5 years. They want to blow up your reviews page without talking to you first.
There's a hard
because they come to me and they say, "Hey, it's been 2 months. I know, but my $1,500 car blew up," and I'll be like, "Well, I always trust my gut and try to do the right thing. Here's a free car." And then my girlfriend's like, "Why are you so nice to people?" And I'm like, "Well, it's just because I have to be true to myself."
Yep. So that's why I stopped selling phones. I couldn't sell phones because I couldn't sit and lie to people and sell them shit they didn't really want just for commission.
Eric Garza Prime cards are some of my favorite artwork too. They're very unique. Any unique looking cards like the Prime ones I like because they are unique. I'm going to say unique.
This is the best.
One more time with the word unique.
This is the best unique Squirtle art in the world. I don't know if I need a new camera right now. I got all these cool cards I need to show people.
Yeah, I can't see that at all.
Fuck off.
Christmas is coming up. Do you have a Amazon wish list to add it to your?
I was in the car. I was in the car when I was talking to you on the phone from getting the snowball or whatever this fucking webcam's called. They didn't have Mike. They didn't have webcams at the Walmart I was at, so I was gonna go to Best Buy, but me and you had to test, so I wanted to come home and test. Yeah. And now I regret it because I look like a fucking convict trying to educate our friends about Pokemon.
It's good luck finding webcams in the wild. It's hard. I always look. I don't buy them anymore. But a few months back, when people were just needing webcams, I bought.
You told me this.
I pick them up at Walmart for the $60 ones. They'll sell for 100 to 120 on eBay. I eBay flip.
Notice that Curtis just said that. Notice, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Notice how he just said that. That's not called a fucking scalper or a scammer. He lived in fucking Florida where the webcam. You lived in Florida. The webcams were available. Okay, well, Mary in Washington. Mary in Washington is 7 years old and needs a webcam for Zoom. Thank God for Curtis. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. He probably provided them to a bunch of people that needed to start smut films, but. The point is, there's no such thing as a scalper, and 90% of the time, the person that is accusing you of that or calling you that just left a Walmart and couldn't find anything on the shelf.
So here's the only instance where I would consider somebody a scalper.
Go on.
Where they are in just like a famine. You need food. Right. So-and-so just bought up all the food at the only store in town, and the only place to get the food is from this guy, and he makes you sell your soul.
Yep.
That's people that predator, like people that,
He said like predator, holy fuck.
Predator. This is my predator noise. They make clicking noises, but that's more like a raptor. But so yeah, like when I go live after this call, I'll have hacks, and they're going to be for sale at market or under, probably a little bit under, but it's stuff that I was able to find, price match, find some decent deals on things, and I'll make $1 or $2 per pack, And it's, and it might be the case we'll go to a Walmart. I mean, yeah, there was a Walmart on the way from Pensacola to Arkansas. I always, me and my girlfriend like hunting. The hunt is part of the fun. It's like
absolutely
Pokemon,
it is
like real Pokemon. You don't know what you're gonna find in there. And there was a Walmart with like 7 hidden fake tins. Like that stuff is hard to find, I know, and it's stuff that I can make money on if I find it at $20 a tin. And like I spend money on that range. If I can find them in the wild, it's 20. I've spent $55 on tins before. Ask Trevor Toffin and Zach Humphrey. They own Aurora Beam Collectibles. I bought, a case from them at $35 per tin, just because I wanted to have the product. I'm not making a whole lot of money on that, but like it's because I wanted to have it available. But anyway, so like I'll have an average together. But if I find 7 at the Walmart, you better believe I'm putting all those in my cart. Now, if a 8-year-old walks up and he's like, "Is there any hidden face tins here?" I'm just like, "Bro, of course. Here, I'll split them with you."
That actually happened the other day. The other day I was at a Walmart. I passed by a guy and his kid looking. It's a Tuesday, so obviously I know it's not restock day. But father and child are looking. I get whatever shit I was getting. I think it was yogurt. I'm addicted to yogurt. So I go get some yogurt and come back. They're still looking. I walked over. I explained to him the situation. I said, if your son's just looking for some fun packs to open, here's, and I think I pointed at, the Ultra Prisms 3-packs, right? Because that was all that was there besides, the crappy boxes that nobody wants. And I explained to him the nature of the market, how it worked. And I gave him my business card and I said, "Have a nice day." I said, "Good luck." And this, I'm not saying this to be like, give me a fucking accolade. I'm a great person. I'm saying this because you should like try to be a decent human in all your dealings. It's like Curtis said, with the 8-year-old.
You got to be able to sleep at night, right?
Right. But you also have to be able to sleep with lights on. So make your money. Just be a good person.
Right. And your heat during the winter. So that's also an excellent example of timing for like product investing was Ultra Prism. You know how much booster boxes were selling for before Walmart flooded with those damn 3-pack little boxes?
Oh, I could imagine very high because that little Prism rare is basically an amazing rare. It's the same thing.
It was almost $400 a booster box is what they were selling for on eBay. And then as soon as
Vivid will follow this trend.
Vivid will follow the trend
with the trend of Ultra Prism because this happened with Ultra Prism because the Prisms were new and fancy and flashy, and then all of a sudden there was a drought and everyone wanted them. It's the same thing that's going to happen with Amazing Rares.
I think the Amazing Rares are very nice. And yes, I think that once Vivid kind of calms down, which I'm interested to hear your opinion on this, Chris, because before Vivid Voltage was released, there was all the talk about it being like a one and done. They only have plans with, the one release here, which is coming in 2 waves. It's going to come, that first wave that hit, that was early November, late October, and then in December, and then they have no plans to print it after that. What do you think about that? Did I lose you?
No, I'm there. I thought you were asking Chris.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I thought you were asking Chris.
Oh, what did I say? No, I said. Sorry, maybe I said Chris. I meant Billy.
Yeah, sorry. I was like, all right, well, fuck you, dude. Talk to Chris. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, I was like, hello.
I'm totally kidding.
No,
it is interesting because a lot of people were saying that, and then here, like you said, this is getting a reprint faster than like any set has in a long time. This is getting a huge wave again that anyone has in a long time. Now, what I can say is,
wait, which one?
Vivid.
Vivid. Okay.
You were
seeing a reprint?
Yeah. Well, yeah. This isn't a wave. This isn't a wave. Right now, what's coming up again now is a reprint. This isn't this isn't like what is happening now is people are getting more reprints from Pokemon, but this is my thing now. I'm going to stop before it gets crazy because someone's going to call me an idiot and say that this is a wave. Check this out. They do these secondary run reprints with Magic all the time around holiday season, and I am almost willing to bet that if you looked back at this time December last year, whatever set was coming out, it followed the same printing patterns as Vivid Voltage is now to A, meet supply at initial play, and B, meet supply when the holidays roll in.
Champion's Path did something similar?
No, I'm saying last year, 2019.
Okay.
This time in December. Yeah. I would almost be willing to bet whatever the Vivid Voltage was of December 2019, that it followed a very similar print pattern to meet the two different demands at the time. A, players and collectors, and then B, people needing stuff for holidays.
Right.
Would you think that's a fair assessment? I wasn't around Pokemon last year at this time, but I would bet you it's similar.
Yeah, I like Vivid. Well, I think Vivid's probably going to be one of the more popular of the Sword and Shield, like regular sets.
Well, and it's print behavior right now. The way that people are getting them and we can call it a wave. The way people are getting it from their distributors right now is definitely odd compared to other sets, especially when Vivid Voltage isn't, a specialty set. It's not a 0.5. You know what I mean? This is a standard block release. A block is a Sword and Shield is a block, right? That's typically a Magic term, but Sword and Shield is a block. XY was a block. We are in, again, the Sword and Shield block, and it wasn't a 0.5 specialty set, but it's getting a print run in different phases similar to a specialty set, kind of like Champion's Path did, and it's weird. It's a weird thing. Yeah. I don't know how to make heads or tails of it other than my comment to what you asked. How I feel about that is I'm willing to bet the Vivid Voltage of last year during December around this holiday season probably did the same print behavior.
Did you say that Champion's Path ETB pre-orders are getting canceled? Or some of them?
Yeah.
Getting canceled for Champion's Path?
I have not heard that, but I would be, after I heard 3 different people talking to me today about how their Hidden Fates just disappeared. Oh, by the way, this happened all with Southern Hobby. So if you're with Southern Hobby and you have small account, be careful because they are canceling people left and right now and voiding hundreds upon hundreds of ETBs. I have not heard that, Curtis, regarding Champion's Path, but I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I know I pay the warehouses must have them now because I told you I paid an invoice today. I have 2 cases in the mail right now. And, so I don't understand because my other buddies that are into this, they do not have a case in the mail right now. So I don't understand how that works. If anyone else is Midwest located, I'm in Springfield, Illinois, and wants to share their thoughts with me on that, that'd be interesting. But I do have 2 cases right now on the way. Have you heard people getting their Champion's Path canceled?
I thought it was from you, but you might have been talking about Hidden Fates.
I was talking about Hidden Fates. I was talking about Hidden Fates, and that's what I had referred to earlier in this video. I mean, 3 people. Again, one of them was a Facebook contact I know. The other 2 stores are stores I know locally and personally, and they got their promised allocation voided. And this happened by Southern Hobby. Southern Hobby's a popular distributor. Everyone always goes, oh, wow, he shared the name of a distributor. Well, you can Google them. So it's not secret. Right. It's not a secret. And if any of you if any of you just now thought that I was giving away a secret, that's back to that famine mentality shit. It's not, just drop it because then we can all eat. We can all eat. Anyway, Southern is canceling shit. They're voiding promised allocation. I know people that are, my buddy called me about crying because he has to call everyone that already gave him money. And, because he was promised it by his distributor, his sales.
Yeah, that's what's shitty too is, like he promised 50.
Right.
And he's gonna pre-sell them. See, that's it too. It's like,
that's scary. We're getting into a different area there.
That's hard to avoid because what are we gonna do? like be upset about them for being like, hey, my distributor, who has always been, 100% accurate in the past, said I'm getting this many, so I'm going to sell them. And then all of a sudden, they're gone. Like whose fault is that?
And how do you solve that? And I guess there is no answer to that, but that is why I felt it necessary to at least share the name of those guys, because that is happening. So again, Southern Hobby, if you have an account with them, which I'm sure most of you do, if you're into this game or dabbling in this game, and I encourage you all to, I think that's great. I think everyone should if you want to, but it's a lot of work and you probably should be prepared to quit your day job. But I'm digressing. Southern Hobby is canceling left and right. And I don't mean just canceling their promises. I don't mean just canceling, your back order, because everybody's got a back order list a mile long. They are canceling promised allocation.
So we talked about pre-ordering specifically for Shining Fates. Is there anything else that you want to add? I know we discussed reaching out to local vendors, because in case anybody just popped in, reaching out to your local vendors, your local game shops, your game shops that don't promote Pokemon, they can still probably get you Pokemon. Just go talk to them. And then, big box stores being stocked by vendors that run on different schedules. Like I've seen Walmarts and Targets not get this product on release because their vendors don't show up to unload that product until like early the next week.
And you might have another one where, in my case, they were showing up on Thursdays the day before and stocking the day before.
Yeah, which happens. Like if they get it and their day for that week is Tuesday or Wednesday and it's not supposed to release till Friday,
they don't care.
It's the same. So like in my area, I've got 4 Targets and like 6 Walmarts.
Yeah.
So like there's usually one person that stocks all of these Targets, and it's not the only thing they stock. They stock other things. These vendors will have to stock stuff over in electronics, gift cards.
Yes.
Some of them at Walmart, they stock shit. They stock a lot of things.
Check out. You want to know something insane I found out yesterday, actually? Guess who also, the Anderson is who stocks Targets, at least in the Midwest. Typically, and I asked her this, she said this is common. Guess what else Target reps stock? Like, guess what other store they stock with Pokemon? Barnes & Noble.
Oh, yeah.
So the reps that stock for Target also stock at Barnes & Noble, which I did not know. And so, I mean, if anyone's listening and you know when your Target restocks, odds are your Barnes & Noble is restocking that same day.
Could be. I know there's...
I just made a Curtis fact. That was a Curtis fact.
Yeah, so the 4 Targets... 3 of them get restocked on one day typically. Sometimes they're broken up, and then another one gets stocked on a different day. The Walmarts are different. There's 6 Walmarts, usually, like, because they run a little differently. I think they're spread out between like 4 different days. Yeah. And I know this information because after living here for 2 months, I finally ran into some sports cards guys, and they were like talking about Pokemon, and at the time they were buying Hidden Fates out of stores. These sports card guys were buying Champions Path, and so they were selling them to me. Like the guy was like, "Oh, I've got like Hidden Fates boxes. I'll sell to you for like $32 a box." I'm like, "Okay, like I'll take that.
Right.
I can make a couple bucks a pack that way off of them, no problem." And then I built this relationship with them, and then they were like, "Hey, you wanna, And then I met them at some store, and then some information dropped, and then I found out when some restock days were. So
networking, being a decent human.
Yeah. So, I mean, like right now, it makes it less exciting to go to Walmarts and Targets because before I used to have no idea.
And you'd be so stoked.
There's stuff here, but now, especially now,
yeah,
with Prism Football that just landed,
yeah,
they are stupid. So these guys are recruiting people to go with them, because what happens is it ends up being like half a dozen guys there, and they're waiting for that vendor to put up that Prism Football.
Yeah.
And I've heard stories as crazy as some lady showed up with her 3 kids. They all had carts. The 3 kids put their carts in front of all the guys. And then as soon as that Prism Football got into that guy's hands, the guy that's stocking, She yelled, "Go now, go, go!" And these kids mugged this guy. They grabbed the product out of his hands, grabbed what was on the hangers, and then left. Usually what happens is everyone's kind of cool. They're all like, "Oh, we're going to like get an equal amount." And then they all, grab a couple apiece. So what they'll do is they'll hire people to go with them.
Yep.
And so that they get an extra share, because the markup on this is stupid. I think a blaster box for Prism football is $20. They're selling that stuff for $150 a box.
Easy.
You think Pokemon is nuts? Try freaking sports cards, man. And so these are the guys that also started getting included on our Hidden Fates. Just the other day, I bought a bunch of Hidden Fates tins off of a sports cards guy for like $30 a tin because he hit me up. He's like, "Hey, I've got Hidden Fates. You want them?" Well, he's making what, like $8 a tin that way.
I've got
so these
go ahead.
guys are good first, and I guarantee Shining Fates hits too. It's going to be a competition between sports cards guys again, because they know that it's going to be an easy flip for some money.
Well, and especially since, like you said, those prisms came out, which thanks, I didn't know the exact logistics behind that, but. So that comes out in tandem around the same time Champions Path did. So that's how the sports guys got into that, right? There's this special black and burnt orange box with a Charizard on it, and they just see it as a big stack of money. So
I want to say that Ultra Prism 2 was the very first set to ever sell out of their pre-orders.
Really?
It was the first set to completely sell out of all the pre-orders.
Well,
which is surprising, because I don't think there's a lot of playable cards in there. So it's the PCG side, they weren't really wanting it for that. I think it was, like you said, for just the set, or maybe it was timing on it. I don't know. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you didn't at all. I was reading the comments on my phone. I was just looking at some of the comments on here on my phone. I had something real vital that I was going to bring up, and I lost it because, Jarrett
says,
go ahead.
Jarrett says, "I don't get it, though, because most sports cards are starting to lose a ton of appeal. It's on the list of the top 10 things you probably shouldn't collect anymore."
It's on that list. If it's on that list, it's because the same Nat Turner or Nat whatever his name is with the $500 million that just bought PSA probably paid someone to write that article. Bullshit.
Yeah, watch your information, guys.
Because I would. So I'm not saying you're wrong, whoever that was. I wasn't like trying to attack you, but I am saying like that information gets pushed out there sometimes on purpose. I'm sure there's an article right now that says don't go buy Hidden Fates. It's terrible. Probably not a popular article.
Who owns TCG Player? Do you know?
I do not know the name of the company.
So
I believe
I only wonder this because Blue Book,
sure,
cars. So I kind of figured out what the goings on with the car stuff. It may relate in some aspects, but basically like Blue Book and or NADA, who's owned by a company called Cox, not Cox Communications, but it's Cox something. They are one of the largest auction owning. Just anything automotive industry wise, they're one of the largest companies. So they own a lot of auctions. I want to say specifically all the Mannheim auctions, if anyone knows cars or whatever. But anyway, so they own Kelley Blue Book and IDEA. Well, guess who gets to decide market value on cars now? Well, the company that owns the largest amount of auctions in the country. So it's all very, so I'd be interested to know.
I would be, it could be, because again, I've played Magic I've mentioned this at the beginning, I've played Magic for 17 years. I've been playing Magic the Gathering, buying, selling, trading, playing for 17 years. And what was I going?
I bet to smoke you. I bet smoke you at Magic. I used to be big into Magic.
You would not smoke me at Magic.
I busted my Cat Warrior deck, which is all Cat Warrior cards.
Hell yes.
Themed or images, and like what sets was that from? Not Lorwyn. Meridian.
Mirrodin.
Lorwyn's
a fucking huge money set.
Had a lot of killer equipment cards, also Cat Warrior cards.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I'll talk to you about
sold
Magic.
my entire collection because I got tired of lugging it around with me everywhere I went.
I'm slowly giving a huge store in St. Louis all of my Magic, and he is drop shipping just all of his Pokemon to me straight from the distributor. So I'll have 2 stores worth of allocation. Because I'm trading him all of my Magic, which I mean is easily over 180,000 cards. If
you're like your personal collection,
well, I haven't had a personal Magic collection in probably 8 years. That's what I did most of my TCG selling with Magic. So I mean, I haven't had a personal collection in a long time. To be honest,
what were you saying though? I know I interrupted you with the Magic the Gathering stuff.
Oh yeah, you did, but it's cool. I don't think this is actually a segue from that, but Magic is owned by Wizards, and if you go even farther into that, which a lot of people don't know, but Wizards is owned by Hasbro. So,
wow,
yeah, people don't know that. So that's an insider one for you guys. Magic is owned by Wizards. Wizards is owned by Hasbro. Hasbro bought them.
Who owns Bandai?
Bandai? That's a solid question. Damn, that's a good question.
I wonder if it's Hasbro.
That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Bandai is to Dragon Ball Z as Wizards is to Magic, but I don't know what Hasbro is to Wizards. I don't know that. I don't know that would be interesting to know.
I know we're getting off topic here.
Yeah, big time. Well, and also at this point, I think it's probably about time we cut it because we're getting into topics that I think we could do this frequently.
Yeah,
I think we could do this frequently, and we're gonna burn all our topics in one day.
Oh, there's too much.
No, yeah, me and you could. We should just do a podcast.
Yeah, well, we can take the audio from this and do that.
Yeah. You said you're recording this now, yeah?
I hope so. I don't see the little thing in the top right anymore, but I don't think I hit the
end
to make it go away.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm just looking at comments here to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, make sure we're all
brushed up. I don't get it. Almost postcards are starting. Yeah, we talked about that. This should be the first big week of Prism. Yeah. So yeah, I've got sports cards. Everybody's messaging me. If you see Prism football out there, let me know. I'll pay you money. Like, these people will pay double retail for this stuff. It's nuts. I messaged my brother in Arkansas because he'll find sports products, and I'm like, dude, keep an eye out for this because you'll make some bread.
Yep.
Nat didn't get his PSA 10s one way or another.
Matt's
hitting that article, and it was directed at baseball. I don't remember the info correctly. Yeah, baseball makes sense. All these guys want is basketball and football right now. Basketball and football are huge. Probably the pandemic here got people a bit more interested in the hobbies, the fun things that they can do at home, and the
football is political and controversial hype. Obviously, we don't need to go into the details of the political issues surrounding football and a lot of that. So the political controversial hype there is a huge thing, especially with all the riots that happened and stuff. That's why football got so hyperinflated. Baseball, I strictly believe, and again, this is also a reason for football, but I mean, this has never happened in Major League Baseball history where everyone had to stop playing for a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that generates a wow factor, and we all like a wow factor. That's why we all opened our checkbooks for fucking Amazing Rares. So
right,
at least that's my thought.
There's going to be 3 more Amazing Rares at least there's 3 Amazing Rares in the Shiny Star. He said it's the Yveltal, the Kyogre, and the Reshiram, which I was surprised there was only 3. As big of a set that is. I must miss some. I think that was it.
It is insane to me that set, and again, for anybody that's just now watching, me and Curtis talked about this earlier, Shining V is 320 cards compared to the 190 that is getting announced for Shining Fates, or Shining Path of the Legends, or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Shining what's its?
Yeah, Shining what's its face.
All right. Well,
I think
if you want to go ahead and cut it, I'm good with that. I'll hop off. I need to actually go to the little boys' room anyway.
Yeah, you
let me see if I can.
You need to cut it for me because my display driver crashed like an hour ago.
So for some reason, I don't think it was recording because when I hit Window Alt R, it popped back up.
Well, unless you're going to lose your voice anytime soon, I think we will have no problem doing just as good, if not better, content next time.
Yeah. But you know what? So this is live. There might be a way to pull it off of Facebook.
There is, but it will compress really bad. So you might want to, you don't download it from a mobile, obviously, and try to download it directly from the original post of it, because as it travels through Facebook, it slowly gets compressed more and more. It's part of the marvel of how they store so much information.
Alex Johnson says shiny light. But even before the pandemic, baseball has been losing fan base and seats in the house for quite some time. Yeah, it's just, I mean, baseball is an American sport, but there's not a lot of shock and awe to it, right? Like, there's not a lot of engaging stuff going on. Like, you're watching two guys.
It's like watching tennis.
And you're watching that. Dude, I love tennis. I told you I played tennis.
Fuck, you did. Why? I know the second I said that, I was like, fuck, my boy's a tennis player.
Oh, how dare you.
It's not fun to watch. You can acknowledge that.
No, it's not. Well, it's fun to watch if you play tennis. But if you don't play tennis, or maybe if you don't play baseball, then it's not fun to watch.
Yeah,
I mean, I mean, there might be some people that love watching baseball. I'm just not one of them. It's not engaging enough for me. I'd much rather put on a football team between two people that I don't know, because there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
same with basketball. It's more visually engaging. Human beings, just by nature, have a really, really short attention span. So I'm just not a big baseball person.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know me, man. I really love sports. That's why I have this long hair and look like the lead singer Taking Back Sunday with a mustache.
Dude, dreads, man. That's like, you can be one of those dreaded out football players and stuff hanging out the back. That I always wonder, like, why, like, he's a running back with 3 feet of dreadlocks. Like, how does that stuff not get grabbed?
It's aerodynamics, dude.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact before we leave, I had a cerebral brain tumor that was the size of a grapefruit when I was a kid. So I wasn't.
What?
Yeah, I was like expected to be a vegetable for the rest of my life, and I've never been allowed to play sports or anything too high impact because they're worried if I get knocked, I might get knocked.
You would have killed it.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, ping pong or chess, you would.
Fuck off. All right, dude. Well, my phone is now dead, and my screen still won't turn on because my display drivers have crashed. But I think this was good groundwork for me and your talk show that we might not do, but I think we could.
Yeah, and also for our new page, or our other page.
Oh, say it.
Digimon.
Digital Island. It's called File Island.
Frank. All right, I'm out of here.
Later, brother.
Or I'm out of here. I'll talk to you in a second, but I'm ending this.
Yeah. I'll talk to you.